All right, again, this is Mr. Hayden. This is going to be week 9. Okay, come on. Week 9, good for us. Okay, so this is week 9 biology. Now, the stuff that we're going to learn about biology now isn't going to be really hard to understand. It's just going to be more of, you need to kind of just basically learn what it is. So it's not like a cell where you've never seen it before in your life, and it's kind of hard to understand what a cell is because it's so small. It's like, oh yeah, there's mitochondria. It's like, cool. Says who? Like, you just don't know what you're talking about. Now we're starting to get into bigger stuff. So today we're going to go through digestive system. And you're going to start going through systems. And in the system, what you need to do is understand, like, where does it start? Where's the end? Okay? And in this case, there really is an end for the digestive system. All right. Okay, so the essential question, especially for the peoples at home, is going to be explain the trip a piece of food has when you eat it, from the beginning to your end. Anyone not get that? To your end? Never mind. Whatever. Okay, to the rectum. But let's go. So that's what you guys want to do. Explain the trip of food is basically from the start of it entering into your mouth and what kind of process it has from the start of your mouth all the way until basically you get rid of it. Okay. And if you're able to basically track that, like write it, like know that, okay, it goes in here, and it goes in here, and it goes into there, and it goes into here, and you're able to do that, at least you have like a good portion of what like you should know. Then you should know what each one of those different sections do. So your mouth does a certain function. Your stomach does another function. All these have different functions inside your body. You just got to make sure you know that, okay? Next. Okay, so digestion. Phases include ingestion of it, the movement of it throughout your body. We're looking at mechanical and chemical digestion. So again, mechanical is going to be like you chewing on it and it actually being broken down by a physical form. Chemical is going to be other chemicals are thrown at your food to break it down. So like in your guys' stomachs right now, there's various types of acids that basically burn and rip apart the food. And so you're going to see that breakdown. That's going to be a chemical digestion. Then we have the absorption. Absorption is obviously going to be every time something goes through your body, it's going to break down into different types of molecules that your body's actually going to be able to use. So in some of the intestinal processes, you'll see water is actually taken in. In other intestinal processes, nutrients are taken in. In other ones, other parts are being absorbed into your body, because if you don't do that, you don't absorb anything, you don't get your nutrients. It just goes through your body and out. And finally, elimination. We all know what elimination is, right? Disposal of waste on the white porcelain. Yes.
Well, it depends. You could be like a champion or something.
No, not white porcelain. I even take the white porcelain when I go camping too. You don't do that? Oh. Okay. That's why I don't do. All right. So let's look at digestion. And again, you don't have to write all this down if you really need, like, I mean, you can write most of it down on your notes, the important stuff. But the stuff you obviously know, like mechanical. To chew, tear, grind, mash, mix. That's what your mouth does. When you grab a piece of meat, like with your teeth, everyone, is there any vegetarians in here? Good. No, that's a good thing. Good choice. But typically, if you are going to say either rip, say lettuce, or even meat, your teeth are actually designed to bite in and actually rip it. It doesn't matter what it is, rip flesh, rip whatever it is, and then it goes inside your mouth. You're going to start to chew. As you chew, you're starting just to break it down into smaller pieces, so your body can easily get more surface area for the chemicals to touch. Then you have the grinding of the teeth in the back. That little, like the actual molars and stuff are grinding it down a little further. It mashes it into a mash with a bunch of saliva mixes into it, and then allows for it to go down and for it to be smoother as it goes down. Your saliva also is the very start of the breaking down process too. So chemicals, you have these things called basically enzyme reactions to improve digestion. So all these enzymes are going to help break down carbohydrates, proteins, lipids. Each one of those, the top one's your energy, second one is energy / replacement. Lipids can be energy, but it's fat. So that's digestion. So that's both chemical and physical. So digestive is going to be your GI tract. By the way, if I'm going too fast, we can always send you out this, okay? Just so you know, I can always send this to you. So if it's going too fast. Write down what you can. If not, that's fine. So here are the direct link between organs. So your GI tract, or your gastrointestinal tract, is going to start obviously with what? How do you get the food in your mouth? Your mouth. Sorry. You eat it. You put it in your mouth. Okay, there it is. Start it up. Okay, goes to the larynx, goes to the esophagus, gets pushed into your stomach. Then goes into your small intestine, large intestine, finally out through your rectum. Okay? So everything you go in here comes out here. We all know that. My son's learning that right now. He's 2. He knows food goes in here, and other stuff comes out here, and you're not supposed to eat that. Hopefully you guys all learned that when you were 2 as well. Hopefully. Hopefully. If you don't know that, welcome to class. All right? So that's the main track right there of what is going on. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start breaking these things down a little further on what it actually means. Now, is this like an AP course where I need you to memorize every single part of that mouth, every single part of those molars, all that stuff? No. Okay, that's the difference between certain classes. This is like AP and things like that. You'd be memorizing all those, and you would know all that. But we're not going to do that. I want you to know broadly what happens. We have a mouth, or what mechanically break down into the small pieces of food. Your tongue mixes the food with saliva. And what's really cool is that allows for your taste buds to take place, and that's why you actually like eating. I mean, think about it. Your body made it actually good to eat. Because it's kind of a pain sometimes to eat. You're doing stuff, it's like, oh, I guess. But they made it to the point where you eat something, it's like, oh my goodness gracious, that tastes awesome. It's like one of the best sensations that you'll ever feel in your life is food, is taste. And your body allowed that for you guys to be able to want to eat. So I think that's a pretty cool little thing that you guys don't think of, but whatever. Okay. That's more of what we're talking about here. This right here is basically talking about a flap that separates your lung from your mouth. It flips back and forth. All right, so your esophagus is right here, obviously, on the picture. The esophagus itself is about 10 inches long. It secretes a mucus. It basically moves the food from your throat to your stomach with muscles that move it actually kind of like a snake kind of moves it slowly down. It kind of like kneads it downward. By the way, anyone here ever get heartburn? That word heartburn, they get indigestion or like burns right here in your right in this area or up your throat. Or if you wake up in the morning and like your throat's burning. Okay, that's basically esophagus burn, or we call it heartburn. It's when acid kind of goes past the flap and leads up into your esophagus and actually burns your esophagus. If you, by the way, just on a side note, if that does occur and you do have that, go see a doctor, because it can lead to problems down the road and even cancer down the road because it's not supposed to have that happen. Could be a diet thing. Like I used to have it all the time growing up. I was a very anxious person growing up. Believe it or not, Mr. Hayden actually was a very anxious person. Worried about everything. Just strange to know, yes. My grades, everything. And I used to wake up with it all the time, and then I also changed my diet. When I changed my diet, it went away. So, go to the doctor if that's a problem. Okay, inside your stomach, which is right here on your, which is the next step of the little, I don't know why it's crossed out, but on the next little step right there, on the food path. Go here. Come on, you can do it. There you go. All right, so it's a J-shaped muscular bag that stores food that you ate, breaks it down into smaller and tiny pieces, mixes food with digestive juices that contain enzymes to break down proteins and lipids. Acid in the stomach kills bacteria. And again, there's also bacteria inside your stomach itself, that inside your digestive tract, that's good bacteria. It's a symbiotic relationship you have with them, and it keeps them alive. They get some of the food, and then also it helps break down stuff. That's why when you drink those like milks that have like the active cultures, it helps like regulate your digestive system, allows you to poop better. Basically, you have those in your body. So not all bacteria dies, but the ones that are good stay. Yeah, when you throw up, you're throwing up stomach acid. That's why it tastes super like acidic, like almost lemony, and that's why it's like, yeah, it's really gross, and it's all the food you ate the last like couple days, and you're like, what happened? What happened? Yeah, that's what that stomach acid is. It's actually extremely powerful acid too. It's like, I think one is like uric acid. It's like an acid I have in there in like special bottles that's in your stomach. That if it was on your skin, it'd burn you. Like it's been in your stomach because it's over years and years and years, that stomach has been made to hold or withstand all that chemical reaction. And the next step of this is going to be your small intestine. Your small intestine is, even though it's small, it looks like the smallest and longest. It's all this pink area right here. The small intestine is about 7 meters, about approximately 21 feet long. So almost the length of this room is wrapped up and twisted inside of you. The lining of the small intestine have little fingers called villa or via, whatever you want to say, how you want to pronounce it. That kind of just goes, hey, and kind of like tickles your food as it goes down. Then they're basically covered with little micro ones that increase the surface area for absorption. That's the thing, that it's hard to absorb something that's not had like a big surface area. So, example, I think, did we talk about it in this one or if it was a chem? I can't remember, but like if you're going to say want something to dissolve faster, like salt or sugar, you want it to dissolve quickly. Do you want to put a big old cube of it in there, or do you want to put powder of it in there? Which one goes faster? You? If not, I can bust out some water and some salt, and we'll look at it. I mean, later if you guys need to. You say powder? Raise your hand if you think the cube will disintegrate faster, or do you think powder? Cubes, raise your hand. Well, you have to raise your hand now. Yeah, okay. Now powder. Okay. The powder's going to do it faster, and we can see that. If you want to look at that, I can actually show you that. And because the surface area is greater, okay, even though it's powder, every single little part of the surface area, there's more of it. And so your body is trying to break the food down to have more surface area, and then also these little microbes are sticking out there trying to grab as much as they can. If it's too big, it doesn't grab it. It goes right through your body and right out the rectum. Okay. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So you have obviously blood and veins going, or blood and arteries going to it, and veins taking it away. These are what it looks like, the little fingers that are sticking out. Kind of looks like like anemones in the ocean. How they kind of just like float around and like grab whatever's in the water. That's what they do. This is doing the exact same thing inside your body every time the food's passing by it. What else do we see here? So absorbs. We don't need to know all of this, so we won't focus on everything. There you go. By the way, the muscles are, when we get to the muscular system, they're involuntarily moving. Like you can't control it. You can't be like, and flexing my small intestine. You can't do that. It automatically, and it actually kind of needs it slowly, kind of like a snake moving on through the ground. It kind of pushes the food along. So small intestine, nutrients from the food pass into the bloodstream, so it actually goes into your blood and then takes those molecules and all those little atoms and they fly them out to the areas of the cell that need them to survive. Absorbs 80% of your water. It absorbs your vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, proteins, lipids. It also, just so you know, discretes digestive membranes. So that's kind of important. When you think about that. That's how you get most of your water, vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids. Kind of need that, I think. Yeah, we're going to go if we need that. Yeah, everyone agree? Okay, good, we need that. So let's keep going. Again, later on we can get to this. Now your large intestine, which is kind of funny because it's shorter. It's only 5 feet. Kind of wimpy if you think about it, compared to 20 feet. Basically accepts that the small intestine doesn't absorb. So it kind of is just there as a backup plan. Okay, like, oh, like it didn't quite get to that. You guys ever see that like that episode of like Lucy Ricardo? Any of you guys? I Love Lucy. You guys ever seen that show? I know it's in black and white and you guys have no idea what I'm talking about half the time. Okay, well there's an episode where like a conveyor belt of just like candies passing and they're trying to like, you know, they slowly start grabbing the candies and eventually starts like going faster. This large intestine catches all that candy that would have fell on the ground. For anyone that's ever seen that. If you haven't, then you have no idea what I'm talking about. It's like, say something goes by super fast and you start missing them. Like, oh, I can't get all of this stuff. It's cool. I got you as my large intestine behind me picking up the slack.
The large intestine holds all your weight.
It doesn't quite hold all the weight because your rectum will do that. But this basically catches all the molecules. Like, you know, it's at 80% of the water. So, the first one said this one will collect more water, more of your nutrients, more whatever it doesn't grab because it just, as maybe there's too much surface area and it just can't grab everything and just keeps on pushing through. This is there to help grab that whatever's left over basically. And then here's the rectum. It's short-term storage with feces before it is expelled. That's that little tingly sensation you get and you know you gotta go. You know what I'm talking about? You're like, you know what, Mom, Dad, I gotta go. I'll be back. Don't bother. That's when your rectum takes place. So your large intestine does bacterial digestion. And you can help break down the two different carbohydrates and proteins just like the other one does. There's a picture of it there. It kind of looks a little like weird, more bumpy. It definitely absorbs more water and it concentrates the waste and pushes it together so it's solid when it comes out. Should be solid. Should be solid. You guys got that, or do I need to go into more explanation of what solid feces looks like? Okay. We're good there. By the way, and just so you know, this right here is the rectum. This is what holds the waste. And then this right here is your sphincter. Because just so you know, a sphincter is any muscular thing that closes up and opens up to allow stuff to come in and closes again. So, opens up, drops out, closes back up. Yep. So you know. All right. So now there's these little things that are going to help. They're called accessory organs. Not part of the path of food, but they play critical roles. So these include the liver, gallbladder, and the pancreas. So we're going to learn about each one of those. There's pictures of them right there. So let's go and look at those bad boys. All right, so the liver. The liver directly affects digestion by producing a thing called bile. Bile helps digest fat. Filters out toxins and waste, including drugs and alcohol, which none of you all need to be worried about the versions of those except for the legal ones you might be taking. And that one. Some of you guys look at me like, oh, don't forget the other one, Mr. Aiden. So yeah, drugs, alcohol, it will clean that out, but it also cleans out other things. Like if you're drinking Coca-Cola and you're drinking all these things that might have toxinous type thing in it, or if you're drinking like a Monster or Red Bulls or things like that, there's also things in there that need to be filtered out. Your liver will actually take care of that. Yes?
My grandpa had something wrong with the liver, so after a while, the liver is shut down.
Yeah. This is actually, a liver is one of those ones that's, it's not critical to life right this second, but it's critical to life the daily, like in every other day, yeah. Like the most important organ in your body is your brain. Organ, believe it or not, is your brain. Then it's your heart. Then you can start just kidneys, liver, start going down the line. But this right here, if you don't have this, how are things inside, especially like your liquids and all the stuff inside your blood that needs to be kind of cleaned out and whatnot, and your kidneys and all do the same type of function for blood, and there's nothing to clean it out. For example, if you have liver problems, typically your eyes will yellow. Like I had some liver problems when I was younger due to a football injury, and my eyes would actually yellow over time. Like my eyes were yellow for a while.
Yeah, like my grandpa had like yellow and they're kind of like purple. Like
yeah. Yeah, and it's just liver shutting down. There's liver issues, and it's one of those ones that you only have one of. But you can use partial ones, so you can do partial like liver stuff, but it's one of those things that you guys need to take care of even now. That's why you should drink a lot of water, and that's why you shouldn't be doing alcohol, drinking alcohol, doing drugs, or any other stuff. It depends. If it's regular medicine and it's still an overdose, it could be your liver. Your kidneys would have definitely major issues. The kidneys would probably be the first one. But also if it's a depressant or a stimulant, it could be your heart, and that's more vital technically. Also could be your brain. Just depends on what you were talking about here. Yeah, overdosing is not good on anything. And then I'm talking even like, it's not overdosing, but like drinking too much of anything is not good. Too much water can kill you. Yeah. Just so you know, it can kill you. Waiting to go to the restroom for a long period of time could rupture. It'd be bad. There's a lot of things that you guys do. So if you have to use the restroom, use the restroom. If you're going to drink water, drink enough water you need throughout the day, but don't drink too much because drinking too much water actually can kill you. It'll make your brain swell and then you can pass out and it's not good. So there we go. Gallbladder. This gallbladder stores the bile that the liver actually produces and it releases it into the small intestine. And as you start eating more fatty foods, you can get these things called gallstones. Anyone here ever had gallstones? Yeah, it basically doesn't allow, so it's just to watch your diet probably now. Yeah. No spicy foods, I think, is one of the things. Like no spicy, no fatty foods. Luckily, I haven't had anything, but gallstones, I've heard that also hurt. Kidney stones, I think any mineral deposits that develop inside your body or calcium is probably bad for you. That's why people joke around about you guys probably don't know this, but I also have a health credential and I can teach health. I just don't do that. But one of my passions is, believe it or not, it doesn't look like it right now, but is health. And a lot of you guys don't realize the stuff that you even eat now and the habits you get into now, it will lead into better eating down the road. Even people who are vegetarians still need to watch what they eat. Because some people are vegetarians, they don't understand that if they don't eat all the different types of, if you don't eat beans, how the heck are you going to get half your nutrients you're going to get? If you don't get that. Well, I'm a vegetarian. And I go, that's awesome for you. That's a choice that you made. Okay, you have canine teeth for a reason, but I'm not going to get into that. But it's a choice. And I say, perfect. And I say, what do you do to supplement your protein? Tofu? Okay. So these are choices, right? You're not allergic to choices, and that's cool. So for someone to be able to have a choice, that's my jam. Turn it off. No, it's good. I don't really care about that stuff. So example, you choose not to even eat eggs or anything that was alive, right? So milk. Okay, so there you go. So that's an actual. Okay, so you're kind of a vegan, but by forcefully vegan because you're lactose. But can you have goat milk? Okay, so no cheese at all, nothing. Okay. Okay. By the way, I saw cashew milk just the other day. Sounds amazing. Cashew milk. Which one? Yeah, almond milk. Yeah, I can't do almond milk. It's too thick for me, but whatever. Totally off the subject for the guys online, but whatever. We're having a discussion. Yeah, they should say you should stay away from soy in general. There's this new things out there because the way they manufacture, the way they basically change it so much. If you really want to get into that and you really want to have a conversation, talk to Miss Wharton. She knows anything and everything about GMOs and all that. And then Lauren walks in. Talk about GMOs and she walks in. Just on call. Don't worry about it. Thank you. All right, so that's a choice. And so example, what do you do for your protein, did you say? No, protein though. Example, you don't have to, the biggest cause or the biggest supply of protein, and we eat as people who have, I all say normal diets. The only reason I say it is because it's the norm, not because you're abnormal, but I would say it's meat. Fish, chicken, steak, whatever you're eating, lamb, whatever. I'll eat bear. I don't care. Like I'll eat anything that's meat. It does not bother me. But you may want to eat something like you eat beans. Beans are very important for your diet then. Yeah, that's how you get most of your protein probably. Or tofu. Yeah, I don't like it either. My son actually loves tofu and asks for it. He's a weird child. We're not going to get into that. But he also eats seaweed. Like we're not going to get into like my son's diet. I'm like steak, potatoes, corn. He's like, can I get tofu? And I'm like, who are you? Yeah. All right, so let's get into this. So, and we can continue later after we get kick off. I mean, after the people from the internet leave. All right, so here's your pancreas. Pancreas produces digestive enzymes to digest fat, carbohydrates, and proteins. Regulates blood sugar by the use of insulin. So people who are diabetic in the room, they basically have a pancreas that is not quite functioning correctly. That's why they have to either have to take in a lot of sugar, depending on if they're which way they are. Yeah, there's hyper and hypo. One of them, and I'll be honest with you, right this second, it's not popping in my head which ones it is, so I'm just going to continue. If some people actually produce way too much insulin, and they actually have to. That's what people you say, well, let me give you some juice, or let me regulate your sugar. Yeah, it's low all the time. And there's the opposite where your sugar level's super high, and you have to take in insulin, either through a shot or insulin pump. And is that hypo? Okay, thank you. So that's hypo. So it's good. You just go rub them out. Like the pad, just like rub the pad. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right, so it just depends on what it is, but it just means that your pancreas isn't working properly. Just so you know, typically with an active diet or an active, healthy diet, as well as using supplements such as even like cinnamon. Cinnamon's actually good for you, even though people don't like it. Like my friend, a friend of ours / cousin of the family, he is severely diabetic and actually has a pump. And has to watch his diet. He's not very good at that, so he's not a very healthy person, but you can lead to having complications such as amputations and things like that if it's not fully regulated and functioning. It's kind of sad, but it's something that's a part of people's lives right now. Okay, fun facts. Again, how long are your intestines? About 25 feet are in total. Fully grown. Good for them. Good for them. Sounds like they definitely take in a lot of nutrients. They probably need it if you think about it, because what do they eat? Lauren, help me out here. Hey. Hey. I asked her if she's basically going to own a ranch when she is older and do that. What I'm talking about. So they eat hay. So they probably need. What? I'm just going to become one. That's good. Is it running your family or? Oh. Oh, good. I appreciate that. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, it's not that fun. Your lifetime will digest 50 tons. It's not that much. I bet you I could beat that. I'm going to start eating more now.
How long in total does it take to food fat for your life?
Depends. Do you ever want to find out? No. If you want to test it, this sounds funny. Mr. A used to do this because I used to be, believe it or not, before I had my kid, I was super healthy, worked out 2 hours a day, ran 6 miles, weird. And I used to have to test how fast my metabolism was, so I just would basically eat corn. Eat corn because it's hard for your body to digest corn because of the cellular makeup of it and the cellulose of it. And so you can eat corn and you set the time when you ate it. And then basically you monitor your feces. What? Oh yeah, weird. Okay? And so you basically monitor your feces, and when you see feces. And when it comes out and you see corn, you stop the timer, and that is your time. And you can actually write that down, and then do it again a few days later, change your diet, increase, decrease activities, and you can actually track it and graph it. I didn't graph it, okay? Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, I did not graph feces, but I did figure out that I think for from start to finish, in some cases like 6 hours or 8 hours, like the fastest I've ever got it through. And that was like me, super active, super working out, everything. Sometimes it may take a few days. Some people actually have intestinal issues where they don't use the restroom every day. They use it every 2 or 3 days. It's probably, I don't think it's very healthy, but it happens. We actually have family members in my family, not my family, my wife's family. They're the weird ones. And so they have, oh, dang it, that's recorded. I'm just kidding. No, but they have intestinal problems where they don't use the restroom every day, it's every few days. And so they have to regulate. Even my son easily gets backed up. He's a kid, he gets backed up. So he sometimes doesn't use the restroom every day, and it's painful for him. He needs to use the restroom. So we have to do things like change his diet. So we give him plums every day. Or we give him like a juice made up of, what's that other, the prunes. Yeah, we'll not do prune juice, we'll give him water that's been soaking with prunes. And that helps. Basically, you got to change your diet if something happens. Whatever's wrong with you, you got to change your diet to affect it. You are literally what you're made of. And so anything that is wrong with you, typically people feel that you can actually solve it through exercise and working out. All right, so quiz time. People at home, go ahead and get a piece of paper. Pop quiz. Everyone in the room, pay attention. This is worth 100% of your grade. And if you fail it, you fail everything in the school. Not really. No, okay. So if you look at this here, so what was the green called? Bam in your face, everyone else. Good job. What is the red? Bam in your face over there, Long. You didn't know that, did you? Okay, you did. I heard you say. All right, what's the pink one? Small intestine in your face. You didn't know that, did you? I'm worse than the kids. I'm sorry. What's the brown one? Are you sure? Okay, you're right. Final answer. All right, what's purple? Are you sure? How many livers do you have? What? There's only one up there? 4? He has 4. So his body's super clean. What's the green one? Ooh.
What's green?
The one we didn't go over yet. Very good though. The darker of the greens. What's that one going to be? It's the one that works with the liver. I'll tell me. Don't mind Mr. Aiden. I'm doing it for you guys. What? Doing it for you guys. See? Look at it. The gallbladder. See? Right there. I'm doing it for the people online that need it, all right? Okay, Mr. Aiden doesn't know what's called. All right, leave me alone. Okay, I teach physics, chemistry, earth science, and biology. So it's hard to jump around, and I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear you because she asked me the hardest questions alive, like when she does this stuff. I don't want to hear it. I'm glad she's not my kid this year. In a good way. Oh, what's yellow? Good job. How'd you guys get that one? Man, look at that happy face. There it is, there it is. All right, there I am. That's apparently me with the glasses on. Thanks. I love glasses. 2020. Hello. All right, guys. We're gonna watch some. I'm gonna see if I can get the YouTube video set up on here for you guys at home. I don't know if you can copy and paste that. It's gonna be weird. Let me see if I can. Give me a second on my side here. I'm gonna open it up, and I'm gonna see if I can copy and paste it for y'all. Y'all guys in like half of my family. They're all from the country. Okay, give me a second. All right, no, leave me alone. I can't do it on here though. It's just like a picture.
You could copy and paste the first half.
No, you can't though. No, but you can't because this is a picture. It's not a link anymore. Like you can't even highlight it. It's weird. I'm actually, you guys can't see what I'm doing in the background, but I'm actually going to the actual PowerPoint itself. And come on, don't be like that. Yeah, they're so frustrating. There we go. And so, oops, sorry. You guys give me a second on the internet. I'm also doing, okay, so that means enter. When I enter, Okay, there's the link for for y'all's first one, and here's a link for the second one. I'm just doing this for the guys on the internet, but not mine. I'm going to jump on there and show you guys. Copy. Yep. How'd you tell? Should have saw me in high school. There's what they call trouble. All right. So people on the internet, I went ahead and put the links on the left-hand side. One of them is pretty cool. We're gonna kind of just zoom through a few of them with here in this class. But one of them is an actual 3D animation of food going in to the mouth and actually shows everything that we talked about 3D going through all the way out through the rectum too. It's not real. Okay, don't show someone pooping. Relax. But the other one is a crash course. You guys ever heard of crash course? It's like a cool. It's actually pretty cool. Like all the stuff they make is actually pretty amazing. And yeah, but there's two brothers that do it actually, and that's the other one. We're going to go over those. So I'll stop the recording. If there's any questions, make sure you ask them. If not, go ahead and have a good rest of your day. Turn